Tampa, but our whole line stinks. Our defense sucks. We lost to the terrible Saints. Yeah. We lost to the horrible Falcons. Yeah. But we still gonna make the playoffs. The whole division sucks. Yeah.
Every decision in a football game matters, not just the flashy ones, not just the touchdowns that end up on highlight shows, but the tiny boring seconds that nobody tweets about, the ones fans forget 5 minutes later, and that's exactly why this Buccaneers loss feels so unreal, because Tampa didn't lose on talent, they didn't lose on effort, they didn't lose because someone forgot how to catch, they lost because of time, pure simple time. And once you see how many chances they had to close this thing out, it starts to feel like watching someone slowly forget how a clock works while holding a winning lottery ticket. This was a game Tampa had wrapped up, gift wrapped, receipt and batteries included, and somehow they still handed it back while apologizing for the inconvenience. The Buccaneers jumped out to a 14-point lead, and in the NFL that's supposed to mean you relax a little, not nap, not shut your brain off, but breathe. Atlanta looked sloppy, undisciplined, flag happy, and honestly cooked early.
I was somewhat shocked. I've known Todd Bowles for years, ever since he was with the New York Jets. Got a lot of love for him. I've never heard him speak like that in my life. Ever. He does not talk like that. That's not him. And it just really, really illuminates the level of disgust he feels with his own team. You are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're the Falcons, rather. And you're facing a 3rd and 28 on your final drive. And what do? You complete passes of 14 yards to Kyle Pitts Sr., who just shredded them all night long for 166 yards. And then on a 4th and 14 to David Sills. How do you let that happen?
The Falcons were racking up penalties like they were trying to unlock an achievement badge. And Tampa was doing what good teams do, capitalizing early, controlling pace, forcing Atlanta into obvious passing situations. Everything screams safe win, especially when you factor in that Atlanta had more penalties than a parking enforcement office on quota day. This should have been a textbook closeout. Bleed the clock, avoid mistakes, move on with your life, and complain about something else next week. And here's the wild part. Teams almost never lose games like this. Not with that lead, not with that penalty differential, not against an opponent playing catch up all night. It takes a special kind of meltdown to even make this a conversation. The kind where stat nerds start digging for obscure first-time ever notes. And sure enough, Atlanta became the first team in NFL history to win a game, while committing at least 14 more penalties than their opponent and trailing by 14 points. That's not unlucky. That's elite-level mismanagement.
I was like, no way Todd Bowles turned into Coach JB. No way. The guy's patterned himself after Tony Dungy, and now, and literally, and I like Todd Bowles, but I was like, oh, they just broke him. He let that locker room break him. He's so desperate to reach these guys. It's no different. I sit here on YouTube a lot of times and go, man, they just want me to curse and be that old school 2012 Jason Whitlock.
The kind that makes fans stare at the screen like they just watched someone put cereal in the bowl after the milk, pause, and then shrug like nothing happened. Then came the moment that should have ended everything. The ball pops loose. Darnell Mooney gets hit. The football is right there. 6 Buccaneers around it. 6 grown professionals whose entire paycheck depends on grabbing that weird-shaped little monster, and somehow Mooney ends up with it again. It's honestly impressive in the worst way, because a recovery there changes everything. Momentum flips, crowd deflates, coaches relax, game likely over. Instead, the football does what it always does. Bounce like it's powered by pure chaos, reminding everyone that it's the dumbest shaped object in sports, and Tampa lets life continue when it really did not need to. That loose ball moment didn't lose the game by itself, but it set the tone for what was coming next. Missed chances, hesitation, confusion, and that feeling like nobody was fully driving the car.
Yeah, we're pissed off. We expected to win that game. We want to win that game. Should be pissed off. And like I said, when you're up 2 scores and your offense has a chance to put the game away and you don't, you can, obviously people are going to blame the defense, but it's not the defense's fault. It's our fault. It's my fault. And that's how I view it, and that's how I'm going to handle it.
Kyle Pitts then scores a touchdown that instantly sends everyone into slow motion replay mode. Elbow, but turf, geometry class, protractor required. It's close, really close enough that half the internet argues for 24 hours straight. But here's the thing, Tampa stops the 2-point try, they still have a 2-point lead. They're still in control. This is where good teams reset mentally, forget the noise, ignore the debate, and finish the job without drama. Instead, Tampa starts managing the end of the game like they're trying to solve a puzzle, while someone keeps shaking the table. Second and long arrives. And this is where the clock becomes the main character. You don't need hero ball here. You don't need creativity. You need seconds to disappear quietly. Running the ball is obvious. Not exciting, not trending, but obvious. A run forces Atlanta to burn time, pushes them closer to the 2-minute warning, and limits their options. But Tampa throws, and that throw doesn't just stop the clock.
Biggest concern for this team is the reason they were everybody's darling, and really everybody thought, hey man, this team could really go even without Chris Godwin and Mike Evans at 100%, was because Baker Mayfield was playing at such a high level. But now what's crazy is the NFL does a phenomenal job with these schedules, because the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Carolina Panthers play each other twice in the last 3 weeks of the season. Both teams will have a chance to decide their own destiny against one another. All is not lost.
It hands Atlanta about 20 seconds like it's a complimentary mint. Then somehow it gets worse, because Tampa looks confused, unsure, and burns their own timeout, their own lifeline, all because they somehow believed a 3rd and long conversion was the master plan. This wasn't confidence, this was delusion, because 3rd and long conversions don't win games. Clock control does, especially when the other team has no timeouts. This is football 101. The kind of thing an 8-year-old playing Madden understands while eating cereal. Run the ball, force the clock to move, make Atlanta earn every inch under pressure. Instead, Tampa gives them breathing room, and against a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins, breathing room is dangerous, because experience plus time usually equals pain for the defense watching from the sideline. And somehow, despite all of this, Tampa still had chances. The defense actually bails them out. A strip sack on Cousins. The ball is on the ground again. And once more, the football decides to test everyone's sanity.
They're in huge trouble, and I'm glad that Todd Bowles went F-bombs and called them out. That showed complete desperation on his part. He has not played to Baker's ability for the last 5 games, and we still got 3 to go, so let's see.
We can't put him on a pedestal, Skip, because we got to look at his whole career. His whole career has pretty much been like this season.
He still has the highest quarterback rating in the postseason in NFL history.
I ain't saying it's all on Baker, but it's a little bit more than 15%.
Like what, like 25?
Like 60-40.
40 Baker?
Yes.
I'm going to give you 60 on this.
There you go.
Baker deserves 60 just because quarterback always deserves the most play.
It squirts around, bodies pile up, arms flail, and Atlanta comes out with it. Simultaneous recoveries favor the offense. And just like that, hope stays alive for the Falcons. Penalties push Atlanta backwards. 2nd and forever, 3rd and absurd. It's 3rd and 28. And at this point, Tampa fans are thinking destiny finally remembered who it belongs to and decided to stop playing games. Then Atlanta converts, and it's not clean. It's not pretty. It's one of those catches that makes you squint at the screen, tilt your head, and wonder why replay review feels optional when it would be really helpful. But it stands. 4th and 14 turns into heartbreak, and suddenly it's clear Tampa isn't just losing a game, they're losing control, because discipline disappears when confusion takes over. And that's exactly what happened next as the sideline energy slowly drained away. Todd Bowles still has timeouts, real ones, usable ones. The kind that give your team a fighting chance. Atlanta has none, 0. They're vulnerable. Every play matters, every pause creates pressure. And this is where coaching shows itself. You call timeout. You force Atlanta to make decisions. You make them choose between rushing a kick or giving the ball back. You create chaos for them instead of yourself, but Bowles holds them, saves them like souvenirs, and lets Atlanta calmly set up the game winner without a single ounce of panic. This is the moment that seals it, not because the kick went through, but because Tampa never even gave themselves a chance. No rushed operation, no panic snap, no awkward exchange, just a clean kick. And then the irony hits. Bowles uses a timeout to ice the kicker after already removing every ounce of pressure. It's like locking the door after the house is empty. Mike Evans battled through injury for this. The defense fought through chaos for this. And the offense watched.
Don't make excuses. You gotta care enough where the hurts. You gotta care enough where the hurts. It gotta mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? Well, you can't sugarcoat that shit. It was inexcusable, and there's no answer for it. There's no excuse for it. That's what you tell them in the locker room. Look in the mirror.
Here's the thing. This wasn't one mistake. This was a sequence. A chain of decisions that kept stacking on top of each other, none fatal alone, but together devastating. Players still need to execute. Yes. Someone needs to make a stop on third and forever. Yes. Someone needs to secure a loose football. But the head coach's job is to manage the game, every quarter, every situation, especially the boring ones, because those are the ones that decide seasons when nobody is paying attention. Todd Bowles isn't a terrible coach, and that's what makes this worse. He's solid, respected, experienced. But in the NFL, solid isn't enough if your in-game management keeps failing under pressure. Coaches don't usually get fired for bad rosters. They get fired for moments like this. Moments where everyone watching knows what should happen next except the ninja wearing the headset and holding the clipboard.
We lost. Ain't nothing to think about. Yeah, we lost the game. We didn't finish it out defensively. They finished, we didn't. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. You know, we had a couple opportunities that last round for sure. I think guys care. They didn't care that I'd be here, but something deeper than that. It's a deeper meaning to that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure exactly what he means, but it's a deeper meaning to it. But it's tough.
And yet somehow the season isn't over. Tampa still controls their fate. When the games you're supposed to win, beat Carolina, take care of business. And this becomes a painful footnote instead of a defining moment. But the margin is thin, razor thin, because games like this linger. They change trust, they change confidence, and they sit in locker rooms longer than anyone wants. Them too. This loss wasn't about talent. It wasn't about effort. It was about seconds, wasted ones, misused ones, misunderstood ones. And in a league where everything is decided by inches and moments, letting time slip away is the fastest way to lose your job because stars make highlights, but clocks decide careers. And this one just might end up defining Todd Bowles more than any, whenever could.
Number one, I thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did a poor job of executing across the board all night long. You had two opportunities. You forced fumbles. Darnell Mooney down there in the tight red zone. You don't come up with that football. You sack Kirk Cousins at the end. You don't come up with that football. And Gritty, I have 4 plays to show you why I thought this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team lost the game. Tight end comes in motion. You have communication on the back end. Well, let's say miscommunication on the back end. Nobody runs with Kyle Pitts. So it ends up being a wide open touchdown for the Atlanta Falcons.
Be honest, if you were playing Madden and managed the clock like this, would you still trust yourself on the next drive? Or are you restarting the game and pretending it never happened? Let me know in the comments what you would have done differently. All right, my ninjas. Thanks for watching Shield Dish. Y'all stay dangerous out there. I'm about this bish. Peace.